Just a few kilometers outside of Florence, I joined my friend and extra virgin olive oil expert, Phil Buchino, in the hills of Tuscany.
Filippo! Bello!
Oh, Franco!
Ci riuniamo in paradiso.
So good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Ciao, Andrea. Franco, piacere, piacere.
This olive grove is one of many across the region that Phil and Andrea have rescued and rejuvenated. Together, they've restored more than 5,000 abandoned olive trees to their full olive oil producing health.
So the process of revitalizing a grove takes how long?
It depends on the condition of the grove. We've had groves 2 years, but on average it's 3 to 5 years.
Phil's journey into this world began with a single taste of olive oil that transformed his life. But he believes this work is about more than just a product.
I never wanted to get into the business of olive oil. To me, it's not about selling olive oil. To me, it was almost about using olive oil as the vehicle for positive change, because I realized that it's very difficult to scale a product when one tree gives you 2 bottles. But the impact, the ripple effect, the positive ripple effect on the grove, the land, the community, and the planet, it's too big to ignore. So for me, it's about no grove abandoned.
Every fall, Phil and Andrea and their team harvest these rejuvenated groves, and the olives are taken to a local mill to be expertly processed into an extra virgin olive oil, a healthy pillar of the Mediterranean diet.
It's basically undeniable right now, the health benefits of olive oil. When you think about extra virgin olive oil in its basic form, it's freshly extracted raw olive juice. So it's as pure and as natural as it can be. You get a very high level of monounsaturated fatty acids, basically meaning that they'll lower your LDL. And on top of that, now when we get into the more premium olive oil, now we're thinking about antioxidants and anti-inflammatory substances.
And if you're using it like we do in the Mediterranean, it's a daily occurrence. It's not just once a day, it's 3, 4, 5 times a day, and everything that creates an anti-inflammatory system in your body, which helps to heal you from disease.
It's a line of defense against free radicals. It's a complete and total line of defense.
So we've obviously established all the health benefits of olive oil, but now I want to know, how do I taste a great olive oil? How do I know the difference? Can you make me an expert like you?
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Let's do that.
In addition to producing olive oil, Phil is also an assaggiatore di olio di oliva, or certified olive oil taster. So if anyone can help us understand how to pick an olive oil, it's him.
So this oil is from last harvest.
But this came from this grove.
This came from this grove, and this started at a really high quality, so it still, hopefully will still hold what it's supposed to hold. Okay, the first thing, eyes mean nothing. That's why we look at a blue glass. So it doesn't matter how fluorescent green it is. It doesn't mean that because it's green, it's good. So we're gonna close it with one hand. Okay. We wanna warm it up.
Oh, okay.
Gonna warm it up, and then we smell it.
Oh, wow.
Woo. So here we've got aromatic herbs, definitely sage, grass, artichoke. Now we're gonna taste it. When we taste it, the first thing we wanna look for is the bitterness, and it's gonna be at the back of your tongue. Now, like anything else, it's what kind of bitterness? Is it like espresso, dark chocolate, or bitter, and it's a pleasant bitterness. And then we're gonna do what is called stripaggio, retronasal olfaction. We're gonna introduce air forcefully through our mouth. You're gonna put your teeth above your tongue.
Wow, that is unattractive. That is really
not attractive. It's not like in wine. Wine is very sexy. This is not very sexy. And the reason why we did it is pretty simple. If you think about it, first of all, you want to release the aromatic compounds and touch all the receptors of your mouth. But also, it's because olive oil sits above your saliva. So you want to separate it. Okay. So you're going to separate it to make sure that it hits all your receptors of your mouth.
Why does my mouth not feel like it's gone? I don't feel oily right now.
And that's, again, one of the hacks. Quality olive oil will leave your mouth clean. And it's caused by oleocanthal. Remember when we talked about anti-inflammatories and antioxidants? That's an anti-inflammatory. It's actually known as nature's ibuprofen because of its anti-inflammatory quality.
This doesn't feel fatty or greasy. No. It feels like I just had some water.
It's beautiful. It's clean.
I feel like an expert.
Wow, you're ready.
This is a sala degustazione, a tasting panel where producers send their olive oils to get graded. These professional tasters will judge up to 700 olive oils each year. It turns out, olive oil is the only food in the world that's actually classified in part by the human palate.
When you create an olive oil, it's a lot about the artistry behind it and the pleasure when you taste at home that we talked about. Here, as human beings, we become instruments. We're very objective. We're going to taste the oil. We're going to remove all of our own biases, and judge an olive oil for what it is.
What are they using? What's the sort of everything that's involved here?
Yeah, so we've got obviously our tasting glasses. We've got a heater to actually calibrate all the olive oils so they have the exact same temperature, and every oil is judged the same way. We've got apples to cleanse our palate, and then obviously we have a sheet that we fill out, and then our panel leader will then collect them. If you notice in this room, it's very quiet because it's you, your senses, and the olive oil. Here, what I say all the time, here's where you let the olive oil speak to you.
Right.
You want to actually try to listen to the olive oil because that's the work of the producer for a full year.
So it's a personal relationship between
It's a personal
you and the
relationship.
olive.
I had a chance to chat with the panel members and ask them for suggestions on how to pick a great extra virgin olive oil.
My suggestion is keep tasting. Keep buying small quantities of olive oil and acquire your own personal taste. And then you decide, this is the best for me. I can't tell you which is the best one. Once you start tasting good olive oil, you are completely done.
After learning how to taste a quality extra virgin olive oil, I had just one more important question for Phil: how best to use it in the kitchen? He suggested I ask Chef Andrea Perrini, a culinary pioneer in the world of olive oil pairing.
Toni o vari panificati, ci facciamo le maionesi, ci mantechiamo le salse. Praticamente nella mia cucina ci faccio tutto.
Di tutto, di tutto. Basically, he's using it as a dressing, as a flavoring, in mayonnaise, in butter, as a marinade. There's so many different ways he's using it. E adesso che si mangia?
Here in Italy, they truly use olive oil for everything, including this local specialty, bistecca alla fiorentina, which is marinated in and finished with extra virgin olive oil. Just remember that red meat is only an occasional treat in a healthy diet.
Now, one of the things that we never actually talked about, although I mentioned it with a few of the judges yesterday, is the way that olive oil is bottled. What's all the information on here mean? Is there something I should be looking for when I'm back home?
That's a great question. I mean, labels can be somewhat misleading, but you can start by simple little hacks. Glass bottle, dark bottle. So when you're looking at a dark bottle, you're gonna keep the light away. Now, a bottle that has caps that look like these, that kind of try to minimize level of oxygen getting into the bottle is good. And then obviously you wanna look at the label. The more the producer wants to tell you about what they do, it's a sign that they are proud of the work that they've done. Then also, the most important thing is it's a freshly squeezed juice, so you want it to be fresh. You want to look for a harvest date.
And then your taste buds.
And obviously your taste bud. You want to learn how to taste. Right.
So what I think I've learned today is that there are many different ways to use olive oil, and it is the healthiest choice you can make. But it's more than choosing to use it. You have to know how it's grown, how it's processed, and how it makes it to your table.
Yeah, and a great extra virgin olive oil has the ability to change our lives, the ones of the community, and the planet.
Love it.
Chin chin to olive oil. Chin chin.
When I came to Italy and Greece to find the secrets behind the Mediterranean diet, I found so much more than I expected. It isn't just what we choose to eat, but how we choose to eat it. It matters where our food comes from, who grew it, and how it was harvested or processed. It matters that we take the time to prep and cook meals together with family and friends. And it matters that we slow down and savor the flavors and also the company. It's these connections that help us live longer and live well.
This program is made possible by the generous philanthropy of Nicholas V. Perricone, MD.